Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with part 26 of the Elden Ring full playthrough walkthrough. In this section of the walkthrough, we are finally going to adventure through the capital Outskirts. I will tell you right now, this won't necessarily be a short walkthrough, but it's just going to be a lot of kind of riding around, fighting things. There's only a couple of dungeons in this area, and then the rest of it is all kind of tucked behind Lane Dell, which, technically speaking, is a legacy dungeon, but it is huge. We're not going to do Lane Dell for a while yet, but for now we're going to cover the capital Outskirts. I'll show you my stats. I am using a Yuji Katana plus 20. I'm level 102 with 60 Vigor, 26 Mind, 23 Endurance, 13 Strength, 32 Dex, 9 Intelligence, 8 Faith, 10 Arcane. I'm going to go to 25 Endurance, and then I'm going to take a look at a weapon that I will get later on, and I may start putting points to Arcane, but we'll see. I'm also using the Briar set. I'm going to have an Assassin's Crimson Dagger, Blessed Dew Talisman, and the Erdtree's Favor. Before we get too deep into this, we do want to craft fire arrows, and the reason for that is because a dungeon later on is going to have enemies that we want to shoot with fire arrows. This way they explode. So we're going to kind of preemptively kill some enemies with fire arrows. So it's important that you have them. Not necessary, but important. Okay, then I have 11 flasks of Crimson Tears at plus 9, a flask of Wondrous Physic, and then Crystalline Ashes. My Wondrous Physic flask has a Crimson Crystal Tear and an Opaline Bubble Tear. Okay, so let's get into the capital Outskirts. The way we're going to do this is interesting. I missed a church over here, so I'm going to quickly get this because I do believe that there's a sacred tier waiting for us there, and I don't want to completely miss that because I would love to upgrade my flask. Wow, ain't that a beaut. Altus Plateau is just way too pretty for its own good. I swear. Okay. So there's a church basically just on the other side, or to the left of this, of the Sainted Hero's grave. It's down this hill. I'm actually surprised that I missed it, because I'm pretty sure I got this graveyard. No, I did not. Okay. All good. Oh, we got like electric rams? That's cool. I was wondering what was guarding this. Where's the story sword over here? I want to read that. Oh, we got a little scarab too. Lightning ram. Oh, that's cool. I never found these guys, I don't think. That's pretty neat. All right, where's the story sword? This one right here. All right. The story says, the routing of the ancient dragons, Godwyn the Golden fought to the last, earning friendship of dread Fortisax. We will find out who Fortisax is later on in the game, but it is extremely evident that Godwyn the Golden became friends with the dragons after the war. There are several items that they don't even allude to it. They just straight up say that after the war was done, Godwyn kind of became friends with the dragons because they respected him because of his strength, and vice versa. So it sort of led to an age of like collaboration between the two races. I don't know if I would say collaboration, but definitely mutual respect. Yeah, I feel like I had to have gotten this on my first playthrough. Anyway. Whoa. Hello. Jeez. Yeah, I think I remember this. I remember this because of this chest. Yeah, Dragon Bolt Blessing. I'm pretty sure I got that. What is Dragon Bolt Blessing? Summons lightning to bolster the caster's body. Attacks become easier to deflect, and resistance to all ailments increased. However, lightning damage negation will be reduced. Only those loved by dragons can survive the ordeal of cladding their bodies in lightning. Very good. Some gravel stone as well. Interesting that this is a statue of Radigan here. Very peculiar. Okay, so that's that church that I missed. Now what we're going to do is we are going to sort of do this from the Grand Lift of Dectus. What we're going to do is we need to very carefully approach the staircase here. So this staircase leads directly into the capital. This is going to be our path of getting in. However, the other path that you can take is over here. Basically, you just go by the Windmill Village, then you can come in through the side, and then near the merchant's shack. More than welcome to do that. But there is a boss fight here that I want to do, and it is a double tree sentinel fight. However, as terrifying as that may sound, there is a way to do it just one-on-one. But you do need to kind of enter the area from a specific place, and then you need to shoot one with an arrow. The arrow may not connect. That's totally fine. You just want to get its attention. So I'll show you that in a moment. Hello? Alright, so don't walk up the stairs like you may think you're supposed to. Instead, we're going to get to the side of the staircase. So this is sort of near the falling star beast that we fought earlier. And then you want to get basically as high as you can get. We'll go in here near these trees. Okay. All right. And then what happens now is you can see that the double tree sentinels start riding in your general direction. What you want to do is you want to shoot one of them with an arrow. Hopefully this wasn't patched. Oh boy. How is this happening? This may have been patched. No. Eventually we'll get it. Oh god. There we go. Okay, so that allows us to fight just one. So what we want to do is we want to try to keep it on this level of the stairs. Come on, dude. Did they patch this? There we go. I'm going to try to keep it on this level of the stairs as best you can. Oh, alright. Believe it or not, I'm actually more comfortable fighting these things on the ground anyway. Ow. If you'd like, you can just run past them. And there is a site of grace just beyond the doorway, and they will drop aggro. Camera. It's literally the same fight as the beginning of the game. It's no different. You just want to try to fight it in a confined space. This way you don't aggro the second one. But no special moves. Everything's the same. Excuse me. Oh, nice. Yeah, the stuns on the tree sentinels don't really do much. Anyway, one thing that I will mention is I'm almost positive that you do need to kill both in order to get credit. So, like, what I mean by that is you can't just kill one, die, or reset it, and then fight the other. Like, you have to do both within one life. What is going on? No, I don't want to go this far down. There's a few Lanedale Royal Knights there, so you don't want to get too far down. Thanks. Okay, that's one. Now, the really interesting thing about this one here is that it has a spear and a torch, but it's not just any torch. If you remember, way back when we first started Altus Plateau, we visited the merchant within the capital Outskirts. We sort of, not sequence broke or anything, but we came in here ahead of schedule. Reason for that is because we wanted a torch that would help us fight a Black Knife assassin in the Sage's Cave in Altus Plateau. And that torch was the Sentinel torch. The Sentinel torch reveals invisible assassins. You'll notice that this tree sentinel, specifically this one guarding the main gate of the capital region, is holding a Sentinel torch. That is because the Night of Black Knives very likely took place within the capital itself. So they don't want that to happen again. It actually says as much in the description of the torch. Like, that's why these torches were designed, to ensure that it never happened again. Ooh, that was lucky. All right, that's a double tree sentinel fight. Nice way to start off the day. Get 20k runes, the Erdtree Great Shield, and a Hero's Rune. So again, this is the torch I'm referring to here. Sentry's Torch, sorry, Sentry's Torch. Torch given to protectors of the Erdtree. Its flames are bestowed with a special incantation which allows the bearer to see assassins cloaked in veils, furnished on behalf of the Erdtree and the grace-given Lord, such that a Night of Black Knives will never come again. Pretty cool. All right, so that's... We already have the Tree Sentinel Spear. We got that way back in the beginning of the game when we killed the first Tree Sentinel. We are going to get the armor in this section of the walkthrough as well. All right, so welcome to the capital Outskirts. We have a double golden seed here, and then we have the map of Lanedale Royal Capital. There you go. So this is the map of both the capital Outskirts as well as the Legacy Dungeon of Lanedale. So because we found the Divine Bridge via the Tower of Return, which is over here back in Weeping Peninsula, because we found that, we already have a Site of Grace within Lanedale, but it really doesn't do much for us. It's just something to keep note of. All right, so we can touch Grace here. Google critical security alert. Oh, yeah. No. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so we can rest here, restore our flasks and our health. Probably get Melina? No? All right. So our first destination is going to be this church up the hill. So on these little archer pedestals, sometimes there are items, so you always want to check those out. Actually, let's go over here first. Oh, the Ulcerated Tree Spirit? Okay. Actually, completely forgot this was here. Oh god, it's already on the explosion tip. Right, so this is guarding a weapon. So even though this doesn't have a boss health bar, it is a kill once enemy. However, there are ulcerated tree spirits in the game that are not kill once. They will always respawn. They're actually at the end of the game. I don't really know why they exist, but they do. That 5th hit was greedy. Trying to get the bleed proc here. Got it. Whip. You can always roll through that whip. So I don't know if I mentioned this during this walkthrough, but since I've started recording it, something about the Ulcerated Tree Spirit was discovered. So the preeminent YouTuber, Zilly the Witch, uploaded a video about the Ulcerated Tree Spirit and basically pointed out that the model for the Ulcerated Tree Spirit and possibly the AI was actually in Dark Souls 3. And it was visible in a pre-release screenshot of Dark Souls 3. It was a sort of like a dark Twilight version of Lothric that was never in the game. But you can sort of see what looks like the Ulcerated Tree Spirit, and the files were in the game for it. Pretty cool that they repurposed it. All right, so we just picked up the Giant Crusher, which is a great hammer, colossal weapon. A hammer made from a boulder used in the war against the giants, one of the heftiest weapons in the entire lands between. After the giants were quelled, man turned against man in violence. This weapon was all but forgotten. Man has grown feeble in comparison to its forebears. That's pretty savage. Okay, so back up the hill. Now we're going to go to this church. And then there will be a sacred tier for us. The Minor Erdtree Church. We get Missionary's Cookbook 4. What does this give us? Holy Grease, Drawstring Holy Grease, Halig Bone Arrow, and Halig Bone Bolt. Very cool. All right, so before we actually rest at this, I'm going to get the Golden Order Seal. This increases damage from holy incantations, or increases effectiveness of holy incantations, I do believe. Where are the seals? I guess they're considered weapons, right? No, are they not? Range weapons? Yeah. Formless Sacred Seal depicting the ceremonial observation of order. Enhances Golden Order fundamentalist incantations. Fundamentalism is scholarship in all but name. Scales incantations using both intelligence and faith. All right, you got a lot of golden centipedes here. So the Golden Order incantations specifically, there's only a few, but they require high intelligence and high faith. So it's a pretty interesting combo. All right, let's go ahead and rest. And then if you like, you can speak with Melina. She gives you some lore.
Spoken egg shall I shed? America's I declare mine intent, through understanding of those blissful my comrade.
All right, you get the Outer Order emote. And then you can level up. Still can't. It's okay. All right, but I do want to actually upgrade my flask. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple things. All right, so we have a Divine Tower here. However, we have not yet killed the boss that corresponds with this Divine Tower. This Divine Tower is for the boss of Volcano Manor, Praetor Rykard. We haven't fought him yet. We will fight him eventually, but that's who that Divine Tower is for. For now, though, we are going to actually gain access to that Divine Tower. We're going to do so by coming over here. to find a way. There's a cave for us to go through. I think it's down here, actually. Regurt. Yeah, it's down there. Okay. All right. So we can basically follow this ridge here, this cliff, and then we will eventually be able to go down into the ravine. I'm going to equip the lantern just to give us a little bit of light, a little bit of luminescence. Okay. Welcome, my son. Welcome to the ravine. You've been in the pipeline, biding your time. Okay, anyway. Sorry, a little Pink Floyd for that ass. All right, so there is a Scarab that basically covers the entire lake bed here. So we're going to wait for it to come back. It will do its thing. Takes a while, so just get comfy. Get comfy cozy. It doesn't follow, like, one straight path. Like, it's actually going to veer off and then come back around. Oh! Should come back this way. Got it. Prayerful Strike. Okay. So that's that. Tunnel is this way. The tunnel's that way. Let me just check this over here. Look, there's an item over here. Oh boy, I kind of didn't want to do that. I don't know if I can make this. Yeah, I probably can. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. All right. So let's go to the other side of the ravine. I guess this is really just here to help you try to kill the Scarab, maybe. Okay. So the other side of this is a tunnel. A tunnel means upgrade materials. But this tunnel is pretty interesting in that there are a bunch of illusory walls. All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome to Sealed Tunnel. So, we can get going. It's not exactly sealed, you know. Oh. Free to bring me my flail. Yeah, you definitely want a strike weapon. I just forget now that I have that upgraded. It'll help you a great deal if you have a weapon with strike. Now, you do want to be careful because the Vulgar Militia is also in this mine with you. So if you hear any giggling, that's them. You can see one right over there. I know I'm walking past a bunch of upgrade materials. I'm aware. That was funny. All right. there anything up there? Yeah, there's a corpse dangling. Let me get that real quick. Cool. Alright, so clearly there's a lot of hints here, which should indicate to you, hey, there's probably something past this treasure chest. Smithing stone, miner's bell bearing level 2. Smithing stone 3 and 4, and explosive stone for sale later on once we give that back to the bell thing. Alright, send the elevator down. Don't forget, it is a mine shaft, which means that there's plenty of upgrade materials in elevator shafts. This one has Erdtree roots going through it, so you do have to be kind of careful. That was funny. The jump of my Briar armor set that off. Okay, so in here, if you look carefully, there is an Iron Virgin down in that little crevasse there. Or cavern. I don't know which one to call that. Anyway, the Iron Virgin is not something you want to kill. Like, that hint, I can almost guarantee you says use ranged weapons. Don't do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to confront the Vulgar Militia here. Switching back. Oh. Okay. So we are confronting the Vulgar Militia. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use that Iron Virgin to our benefit. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a couple Vulgar Militia that fell down there. That kind of stinks, but it's okay. So the reason we're going to use it to our advantage is because there is a statue over there, and you can see it glowing. That indicates that there are upgrade materials stuck inside. So basically, as soon as you hit the ground, the Iron Virgin comes alive. And all you want to do is kite it to the back. Let it... Hello? Oh my god, it didn't break it. Come on. How did that not break? It still hasn't broken, by the way. Is it broken now? Yes, it is. Okay. So once the statue's broken and sort of like cut in half, then you can actually kill the Iron Virgin. Oops. Oh my god. Very good. Yourself a rune arc. Don't forget to come back over to the statue to loot it. 3 level 6 smithing stone shards. Very nice. Okay. I guess there's a summoning stake here. That's nice. Pretty cool. And it is guarding a somber smithing stone at level 5. Okay. So once you have that, you're basically ready to end the dungeon. It's not super long. There's really only one more room to handle. Or one more chamber, I should say. My friend's actually going to a show tonight for a band called Chamber. They're hosting a show, or they're playing a show at the Amityville Music Hall, which used to be called the Village Pub South when I was in high school. Which was 15 years ago. Right. So clearly, there's something to the other side of this. What that means is that we need to drop down. However, if you look closely, oh boy, you have exploding orbs. So you can get near them, it's fine. But if and when you do, you're going to set them off. So just be ready for that. And they do like to hide around corners, and they're not easily visible, so you got to be a little careful. Yep, see what I mean? Give me a bunch here. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. No, didn't think so. Okay, the boss of this place, just double checking here. I'm 99% sure this is nothing. Okay. Very good. The boss of the sealed tunnel is one of those Onyx Guardian dudes. Ah! Almost got me. So we fought a bunch of these guys before. It's nothing too new. So just carefully fall down. It's funny, this is basically an elevator shaft without the elevator. That's fun. Okay. Boss time. So like I said, it's basically an Onyx Guardian. The big golem-looking dudes. They have gravity magic. Not too much to worry about. We've fought a few before. You don't need a strike weapon for this. You'll be okay. Onyx Lord. Yeah, it has that big running slash. Sort of like the ancient hero of Zamor, now that I'm thinking about it. Kind of the same vibes, just without the frost. Ow, hello. These are the ones that taught Radon gravity magic, I think. These guys. I was talking about that with a friend this evening. Who taught Radon gravity magic? I think it's these guys. Oh, nice. The beautiful bleed, baby. Lots of beautiful babies there. Alright, that's the Onyx Lord. No big deal. We've done it a million times. You do get the Onyx Lord's Greatsword, though. Let's go ahead and check that out. Greatswords, greatswords, greatswords. Greatsword forged from golden-hued meteoric ore. The blade conceals gravity-manipulating magic. A weapon unique to the Onyx Lords, a race of ancients with skin of stone who were said to have risen to life when a meteor struck long ago. Okay, so there is a teleporter out of here. We're not going to take that just yet because there's a very obvious back door, and that back door leads to a divine tower. So we're going to light this site of grace. We're just going to walk up to the door to get it on the map, and then we will bounce. So this is right under that church we were at before, so pretty close. All right, this is the divine tower of West Altus. However, it is tightly blocked shut. You cannot open this divine tower until you defeat the final boss of Volcano Manor, which we're not doing yet. Okay. Cool. So that is the sealed tunnel. That is the access point to the divine tower of West Altus. Now we can head back up to the outer wall, Phantom Tree. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go up the stairs here. We're going to follow the guidance of grace. And as we move up, we are going to get jumped by a gargoyle. So you notice the summon sign appears. Here's our friend the gargoyle. This is a kill once enemy. However, it's not a boss. We do just have to kill it. I mean, you don't really have to, but you may as well. The gargoyles always drop their weapons. And even though there are some, like, duplicates, more or less, the weapons actually do change. Because most of them have 2 weapons. I think all of them actually have 2 weapons. And so, you know, you might fight 2 versions of the same gargoyle, but one will drop one weapon, one will drop the other. Here comes the axe. He drops it. It causes an earthquake, but as long as you get in tight, you're okay. The whole trick to gargoyles is just stay in tight. Let the stamina replenish. Yeah. So I deliberately... Whoa. It's a little too tight there. I deliberately did not swing there. Because I wanted to replenish stamina. Okay. If you notice that it has a glowing aura, that means that it is buffed. That sucks. Can't get the critical. That really stinks. Alright, you gotta come out of there, bro. I can't do anything while you're in there. Please? Oh my god, he's stuck. He's stuck. How'd you get in there? Can you please stop climbing the structure? There you go. Alright, I'm actually trying to be a little careful here because there's a finger reader crone here that I don't want to kill. Okay, cool. That's the boss. Weird that he got stuck there. Never had that happen. Way to get the Gargoyle's Great Axe for your troubles. The Twin Blade drops off of another one. But the Great Axe, the Great Axe, the Great Axe. Rosa's Axe. Gargoyle's Great Axe. Here we go. Bronze Great Axe wielded by Valiant Gargoyles. Just like the wielder, the missing parts have been mended with Corpse Wax, a patchwork of champions. So basically, I think Corpse Wax is supposed to be flesh. That's what it sounds like. Pretty gnarly stuff. Alrighty. Okay. So if we follow the staircase up and up and up, once we get to this central platform here, there will be a finger reader crone along with another little tree. And, of course, a golden seed. 2 of them, actually. All right. And the finger reader crone is right here. She'll tell you all about it if you like. This main door is blocked, but it's still worth going up there because if you look closely, there is a phantom... it's not a phantom, but there is a scarab over here. So let's change this back to a bow. Maybe it is manually. It's targeting the scarab, not the orb. So it does move within the vicinity, so we'll find it again. But these pilgrims are here, and unfortunately the door is closed, so they were not prepared for this. This reminds me of Dark Souls 3. The Pilgrims of Londor. Getting to the broken bridge, only to find the door closed. Being unable to enter the village. All right, you get a Lost Ashes of War. This door is closed. You can't open it. Although, you know, I am wondering. There is a switch that opens a really big door in Lane-Dell. And I always found it, frankly, a little pointless. Because you don't really need that door by the time you open it. Like, at all. You just don't need it. But I wonder if it opens this door, too. Okay, so now we're searching for the Scarab again. Okay, it must be on the other side. Where did you go, my lovely? I'm trying to keep my ears open. Usually that's how you tell where it went. But I don't hear anything. Let's see. Peering, Scarab, Lanedale. Does this count as Altus Plateau? I really shouldn't. No, that's not it. Unclear where it goes. They are supposed to just teleport around. Okay. I don't know where it went. Don't know. It's okay. Okay, so back at this phantom tree here. If we follow this path, you will notice... I'm try targeting from a distance. In the distance here, who I'm targeting, this is somebody that looks like Gatekeeper Gostock, okay? However, what is about to happen is that Margit the Fell Omen is about to show up. So, go ahead and bust out Margit's Shackle. And he's back. But you are so much stronger than you were. You have a lot more health than you did the first time you fought him. Oops, wrong button. Wrong item. So it didn't work the first time. It still works on him. Nothing has changed. When he drops below 50%, he gets the Great Hammer again. Like I said, nothing has changed. Yeah, that doesn't work on him in phase 2. It's okay. Oh, just trying to get out of the hole, bro. Still trying to get out of this hole. I hate pockmarked battlefields. If you manage to hit his tail, you'll do a lot of posture damage. It's hard to do, though. Alright, he goes down, and notice he just disappears. Okay? Just disappears. And then the corpse that he appeared from comes back out. Then you get the Viridian Amber Medallion +1. Viridian Amber +1. Erdtree's old sap becomes amber, treasured as the most precious of jewels in the age of Godfrey the First, Elden Lord. Okay. So, if you look closely, where we are right now is actually the other side of the gate that we found way back when, at the Hermit Merchant's Shack. Now, what I'll tell you is that there is a Deathbird here that you can fight. It appears somewhere within the battlefield. What I'll actually do is I'll rest at this side of Grace and I'll change it to nighttime. This way we have a chance of running into it. You know what? Let's do this. Let's get the jump on this Scarab. This way we know what it is and we know what we're doing. Does Margit come back? No. Now it's just a guy. Okay. Alright, let's get the Scarab again. You know what? It probably moves into one of these pocks. Into one of the craters. That makes the most sense. To me, at least. Okay. So it's up on that ledge. And the Scarab is facing forward. So what we'll do is we'll approach from the side. There we go. The golden parry. Cool. Let's just warp back here. It's quicker. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to set it to nighttime, and then we're going to try to get ambushed by the Deathbird. Pretty sure it shows up in the graveyard. So just to be sure, I'm going to get up, and then I'm going to rest again. Sometimes you need to do that in order to trigger what you're looking for. Okay, very good. So let's go this way. You can tell that this is an extremely old battlefield because there are flowers blooming within the craters. So this battle happened a long time ago. All right. Let's go up here. There is a giant that we can kill. Yeah. Deathbird should drop in. I think actually by the merchant's shack. Like over here. Near the wall. Dude, why do you look like Jesus? I've never seen that happen before. That was crazy. Yeah, so the Deathbird should drop in right here. Right near these pinwheel skulls. Yep. There it is. Deathbirds are annoying as hell. Oh, God. If you haven't fought a Deathbird before, they are field bosses that only show up at night and only in very specific locations. There are a couple in the game. I think there's like 5 or 6. It's sort of like Knight's Cavalry. Like that's kind of the way to think about it. They can peck in front of their bodies, though. That's quite frustrating. Hello? I'm trying to kill it with a Briar Armor here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm fully aware that shit's coming apart at the seams here, but I'm just trying to manage the battlefield. That's all I'm trying to do. Got it. Okay, cool. Now we can actually fight the damn Deathbird. So it is an undead enemy. I'm pretty sure it can't bleed. Wait, are there more? I don't really recommend targeting the thing. I would only do that. Oh, God. Whoa. I would only target it to get your bearings. I would not target it to fight it, because with flying enemies, if you didn't learn from the crows of Stormvale, it's just a disaster in this game. It's cool that they added flying enemies. I do think it's nice, but attempting to target a flying enemy is a recipe for 1, a migraine, and 2, a bad time. If you are going to back away from it, and this is a really helpful hint for the Dragonkin Warrior bosses, if you are going to back away from it, I recommend targeting and holding up your shield, because these guys have really sharp weapons that can very easily scoop you in the back And you don't want to take that crit if you can help it. Oof. Regain stamina here. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, all I did was target it to block correctly. And that, you know, it just goes nuts. Alright, that's the Deathbird of Altus Plateau. I should go back and find the one in Limgrave. We looked for it originally, but I could never find it. I should just look on a map. Anyway, we get the Twinbird Kite Shield from that boss, which says, shield featuring a vividly painted twin bird. The twin bird is said to be the envoy of an outer god and mother of the Deathbirds. Kind of like Velka from Dark Souls 1. Then you get the Winged Crystal Tier, which does temporarily reduces equip load in a mixed physic. So if you want to do super heavy build, not a bad teardrop to use. Alright, so we have a minor Erdtree here. I actually don't think that there's a boss at this one, but we will find out eventually. So there are some corpses around here for us to loot. And there's also one hanging on a ledge over here. So if you have not already, you can visit the merchant's shack. We covered this when we came through here the first time. Oh, it's not a pinwheel skeleton. It's a snake inside of a skull. Hmm. I mean, clearly that's the vibe they're going for, is the pinwheel skeleton. But anyway, there's a merchant's shack over here. And this merchant's shack is really important. He sells the sentry torch. But the other thing that he has... Well, a couple things, actually. We covered this before, but we'll do it again. So he sells a couple of important items. Okay. He sells a few rune arcs. Not even going to buy them. He sells a hint right here. Below the capital. Really important hint. I'll show that to you in a second. Then he sells the sentry's torch. So both really important items. He also sells the prophet set, which is the starting set of the prophet, along with a couple other things. Perfume bottle. Make sure you buy that. Yeah. So the hint that he sells is below the capital, which says, below the royal capital of Lanedale is a vast network of sewers. The well in the city below reaches deep into its tunnels. So the well is the key word there. And then, of course, there is a site of grace. All right. So there's another corpse hanging over here that we'll go grab. And then we can continue on. Okay. So now let's head towards the Erdtree. Graveyards at night. Always a little spooky. So yeah, the minor Erdtree is over here. You can kind of spot it from anywhere. Just look for the golden leaves. Well, there is a multiplayer stake here. Oh, it's a Omen. Weird. It's an Omen that spits instant death. It's definitely not a boss. It's not a kill once enemy. That's for sure. Interesting that these guys are wearing veils. That's strange. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen their armor. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it drop, but it's a black version of what Gostock wears. Cool, so when he casts this, I'll try to get him to do it again. When he casts that instant death cloud, it is a spell that you can get eventually, but he's actually, you can see the curse mark of death. Try backing away, maybe he'll do it again. Yeah. See that rune that comes up? It's the curse mark of death. Oh boy. All right. Thank you. Twiggy cracked here, Twiggy cracked tier, and another crimson crystal tier. What does the Twiggy one do? Can't say that. Twiggy. Briefly stop rune loss on death and mix physic. Cool. So you can drink that, and then if you die, you don't lose your runes. That's nice. Oh, it's like a sacrificial twig. Good name. That's a good name for that. Twiggy crystal tier. Makes a lot of sense. Kudos to whoever did that. Okie doke. So now that that's done, we are over here. Let me pull up my map. We're over here, and now we can come this way. Okay. So we have a grave. We actually have a couple things. So we have a grave, we have a hero's grave, a cave, and then a boss. But first, Jesus. So, don't bother killing these giants. They are not kill once enemies. I am going the wrong way, though. Okay. We want to go this way. We want to go downhill. I forgot that they were kind of in the same place, the two places I'm trying to go. That's where we want to go downhill. Do your best, oh, shit, to avoid these guys. You're gonna get hit again, yeah. Oh god. Okay. We're not totally out of the woods yet, because there is a rune bear here. Is there a way to get... No, not you. I'm pretty sure there's a rune bear here. We need the rune bear to break this statue, but I'm not... Yeah, there it is. Alright, use the rune bear to break the statue. Oh, he's trying to get a beehive out of the tree. Hello. Alright. Get him to fight you near the statue. Great. He breaks it open. What I recommend doing is... I definitely rolled. Anyway, what I was saying is what... Ow, Jesus, what I recommend doing... Oh, God. Is loot the statue before you start fighting. Yeah, 2 level 6 smithing stone shards. Now you can fight the bear. This is not a kill once enemy, but we're going to take care of it just so we could talk in peace. This thing should bleed soon. You gotta react, like, Rune Bears kind of punish you for spamming more so than I think really any other enemy. Like, as soon as you see its neck kind of curl, it's coming after you, and you have, like, no time to react if you're mid-swing. Alrighty. Cool. So, alright. This is a hero's grave, but then we also have a side cave over here. It's literally called the Auriza side cave. Or side tomb? I think side tomb. So if we come over here, there is a door. Very easily missed, especially because there's a hero's grave there. I'm going to warn you now, this walkthrough may get a little long. This dungeon is very confusing. It's a maze. I mean, they're all mazes, but this one is a maze. You have to take basically chests, and the chests will warp you to different places. Okay? All right. It's 9:45 p.m. and I hear a lawnmower. I don't know what the people in my neighborhood do. Alright. There's a lot of pots in the dungeon. If you notice any of them are sparking, they're gonna blow up. And this is why, at the beginning of this walkthrough, I recommended to craft fire arrows. This is why. It's this dungeon. This is the reason. So the one with the yellow lids, those are explosive. So you can drop here. You see the switch? That's the switch we need to get. This could take a while. Just letting you know. Let me craft more fire arrows. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to leave a rainbow stone at this chest right here. So let's just take out rainbow stones. Great. Cool. So this chest has a gold rainbow stone. That is the chest that brings us back to the entrance. Okay? Very important that we remember that. So the other thing is that the window we were looking out of is right above us. So That's information you could use. All right. So, in addition to pots, we have plenty of imps in this dungeon. Ow. Guys. Yeah, we're definitely going to be refilling flasks by the time we're done with this place. Okay. Be wary of up. There might be lightning pot chuckers up there. Yes. See if I can get him to come down. You want to be careful because when lightning hits water, it ripples. Okay, we can't really do much about that. Oh! Oh, no. This isn't good. So there's one on the right that's chucking magic pots. Yeah, he's up there. God, this place is a mess. This is an illusory wall. Of course it is. Anything over here? Oh, hello. Hi, guys. You can get close to them just so they jump. It's usually a good way of... Oh, wow. I thought they exploded each other. Anyway. Okay. Let's go again. I'm going to warn you, I'm doing this from memory and logic. So we'll see how this all goes. The nice thing, though, is that... the nice thing is that... God. The nice thing is that the traps... It's not like a complete... Like, the maze doesn't feel random. If you get what I'm saying, like... The traps are related. So, like, you go through one... And then where you come out of, if you were to just take the same chest, you would go back. You know, it's the same. Now, you'll notice that this looks really similar to where we started. However, there is no switch here. It's a different room, okay? And you can tell that because there's no imp bodies here from any imps that we killed. And this one isn't respawned. It's just here. Right. So we got a big boy here. Ugh. I was wondering if there was an explosive pod in here. Anyway. Get a ritual pot. Some jar shards. Root resin. And we can move on. Okay. Go down here. And again, this is all designed to look the same, but it is not. So this is the imp that we knocked off before. Okay, it's a different room. And again, this is one that we knocked off. So now we're back in the original room, okay? So this is the one that was throwing magic pots at us. It's all different. This is the one we were shooting with arrows. That's why it has reduced health, okay? This is going to bring us up here, and I believe this is a big boy jar, if I'm not mistaken. No, okay. This just leads to treasure. So we're basically going to take this back. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So we're not done yet. We still have another path right here. Okay. Now, we can jump out of here and then plop down. However, if we were to do that, where does that bring us? Yeah, we've already been in this room, okay? This is the one that had no switch. We've already been in this room. So, instead, we are going to go back the way we came. We can just jump down here. Come through here. And then we're going to open this chest again. And we're just going back the way we came now. Right. Okay, now let's take this chest. Although it might be guarded. Nope. Yeah, this brings us inside the sewer here. And the only way out of this room... Sorry. There's a different sewer room that the only way out is in. Alright, go ahead and grab those cracked pots. I don't believe there's a switch in here. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go up this ladder. And I believe this leads to the switch. But we're not quite done. There's one sewer room that we have not been in. Right. There's the dungeon switch. Alright. So. If we were to just go up here, I believe we'd be back at our first chest with the rainbow stone. Yep. See, that's why we lay rainbow stones, so we know how to get out of here. Rainbow stones will save your life. Okay, but there's one chest that we haven't gone through. And it looks a lot like the one that we were using before, but it's going to lead us to the other side of this gate here for that item. I believe that chest is this chest. Sure is. Okay, so we have to very carefully fight a couple of warrior jars here. Damn. This isn't good. Oh my god, he's going to hit me with a Spinaroonie. This one's going to hit me with the other Spinaroonie. Another Spinaroonie. Oh man, he hit me with the ground pound. The spin in place of Rooney. The combo platter. Oh, God. I like that these guys are just a reimagination of the mushroom parents from Dark Souls 1. And I guess Dark Souls 3 as well. But I just think it's like such a creative little way to do it, you know? Because you got the big ones, they're super aggressive. Then you got the little ones who like try to do their best. Okay. Cool. So we got a crackpot. Perfumer's Cookbook 3, which is probably the most important item in here. All right, let's grab this and then I'll talk. All right, so Perfumer's Cookbook 3. I went too far. Perfumer's Cookbook 3 teaches the following. Iron Jar Aromatic. Iron Jar Aromatic is a really, really potent perfume. So, cool. We have living jar shards. I'm going to make one, okay? So let's put it on our bar. We can get rid of the rainbow stone now. All right. So what this does is you put it on yourself, and then it turns you to stone. You can't really roll. You basically get fat roll, or heavy roll, but you have nigh infinite poise. You can't run, and it does last a decent amount of time. It inflicts you with a little bit of instant death, which is kind of weird, but it's a really, really cool perfume. Really good for PvP if people are sort of like constantly, maybe like a dagger build or something. But the problem is you can't chase people down. Hopefully this wears off soon. But yeah, it's a really, really, really powerful perfume. Alrighty. Cool, there's the dungeon switch, which means we're close. The boss in here is just an executioner, so I'm not going to worry about heals. I think we're okay. Okie dokie. Well, I guess it's right here. Let's just refill. Cool. All right, 25 endurance. Now we're going to put some points into arcane, I believe. I got to look at a weapon. All right. So, it's an executioner. We fought a few of these things before. Nothing too crazy. The reward, though, is warrior jar ashes, which is cool. And of course, he's got some pot boyfriends. Whoa! I totally forgot he had that. Got the stone cold. Nah, it's not like a stone cold stone. It's more like an Undertaker move, right? I don't know. I'm not really interested. Not since I was a wee lad. You don't have to actually go for these guys. You can basically aggro the boss. Oh boy. You can basically aggro the boss near the door, and the pots will stay where they are. But, I mean, you know, they're trying to help, so we may as well include them. Ugh. Glad we refilled. Whoa. That was strange. I never chained like that. Wow, this is weird. Grave Warden Duelist. I always call these guys executioners. Weren't they called executioners in the beta? Alright, so when we kill him, the other jar is going to disappear. There you go. And you get the Soul Jars of Fortune Ashes. It's just such a fun name. So you can teleport out if you like. And this will bring us back to the entrance. Alrighty. So we have 2 more things to do in this walkthrough. Well, 3. First, we got to read. Soul Jar of Fortune. These reckless spirits sacrifice themselves to vanquish their summoner's foes and explode upon death. Though their bravery is admirable, their explosions can harm friend as well as foe, and they will also immediately explode on contact with fire. Tell the others, tell them how brightly a fire jar burns. Valiant. Okay, so that's the Auriza side tomb. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do Auriza Hero's Grave. Auriza Hero's Grave is challenging. Straight up. It is a challenging dungeon. The boss sucks. Just flat out sucks. It is a double Crucible Knight fight. It sucks. So, we're going to do this dungeon, and then... Just checking for any items. We're going to do this dungeon, and then we're going to kill one more boss after that, but that boss isn't that hard. Okay. So, this is a cool dungeon in that the puzzle with the chariots is quite interesting. So, this is another dungeon with the Lights of Rosis. The Lights of Rosis are the lamps that we found in the Sainted Hero's grave. These are the ones that we got to bring enemies into the shadow, or bring shadow enemies into the light, and then that will, you know, cause them to do things, to be fightable. However, with the Auriza Hero's grave, it's a little bit different. What ends up happening is the light is used to summon things, and it will automatically be summoning chariots for you. I shouldn't say for you, it's against you. So we can use the stone sword key here. I believe this room has basilisks. Yes, it does. Be careful of the instant death clouds. Oh, God. How did all that miss? All right. Get yourself a golden epitaph. A sword made to commemorate the death of Godwyn the Golden, first of the demigods to die, infused with the humble prayer of a young boy, "O brother, Lord brother, please die a true death." Okay. So, you can see the Light of Rosis, and then it's going to summon a chariot. There it is. So, a little unfortunate, but is what it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run, and we're going to jump. Don't you worry, we will find a way back. Oh my God. Jesus. Mary and her boyfriend Joseph. Right, they weren't married, right? I don't know. I didn't pay attention in religion class. Oh, basilisks, I hate you. Most annoying enemy in the entire series. Thank you very much. I can't even create the ones that get rid of instant death. That's okay. Of course, another one spawns. I ain't going in there. Okay, very good. We had another one over here, though. Why the hell wouldn't there be? Whoa, that's building up, building up, building up. Okay, you want to be very, very careful when exiting here. Reason being because there's a chariot, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for that chariot to go by. All right. And then we're literally just going to go in here. So we're to hide out. Forgot about him, honestly. That was my bad. I forgot. Alright. So these guys really aren't ever in sync, but sometimes they get pretty close. And wait for him to go down one more time. So once they go, we're going to run into this alcove here. Oh, misjudged it. Sorry, I thought there was another one on the right. Is there not? No, there 100% is not. All right. We're going to wait one more round. They're going to go down, they're going to go up. And then once they go up, we're going to run into an alcove on the left. Okay, this is actually really good now that they've fallen out of sync. This is actually great. What this does for us is it allows us a moment to breathe. So turn around. Oop. See ya. Okay, so really important. You see that alcove? That's a really important alcove. We're going to spawn, or we're going to bring up a Light of Rosis into that alcove. Okay? So you want to keep zigzagging here, and then you want to stop right in between these pillars. Okay. Now, there is a corpse here. This corpse is an indicator, okay? You are going to fall exactly where this corpse is. Great. Great. All right, be very careful on these beams. Now we're going to come here. And we're going to run across. I'm just going to swing the camera around, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I am not. Okay. Cool. So clearly there's a basilisk there. Not great, but that's okay. Sweet Jesus, man. I can't stand basilisks. I mean, they're not to be stood, you know what I mean? Like, they are not to be stood at all. Okay. Let's come in here very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. I knew there was one more. Okay. So what's interesting is, did you see its eyes? Like, did you see the golden eyes? Those golden eyes are its actual eyes. The ones on top are not anything. It's very weird. Anywho, you get the Vulgar Militia Ashes, and now we're going to come up here. Up the ladder we go, up the ladder we go. And then this is going to lead to a little staircase, I believe. Yes. Okay. Alright, so this is where we were before. Literally the same spot. However, we don't need to deal with that. We can just go down. The whole point of that is basically just the flower. That's it. This place is stressful. There's just so many chariots. The screen's always shaking. It's nuts. Okay. So now we're going to come back over here. We're going to go here. All right. You have to jump a little bit. And then we are going to fall here. If you look in the distance, you can see a skeleton. That skeleton, at least at one point, just ignores... It would always ignore me. So we're just going to run. And hopefully it will continue to do that again. Yeah. It's basically there just like, if you fall into the wrong path, it's just sort of like a booby trap. That's kind of the way to think about it. Okay. So let's go up here, and now we're going to start messing with the Light of Rosis. All right. Right. So you saw right there a flash of light. That is a chariot that spawned, okay? So we need to wait for that chariot to come back up. And then we're going to let it go down and sort of survey our surroundings. Okay, so then we'll swing over here. There's a skeleton. That's fine. All right. So what we need to do is we need to chase this chariot up. All right. Come in here. And if you look closely, you can see the flashlight of Rosas, and you know it's there because there's a sigil right there. So we're going to do what we always do with these pillars, and we're going to hit it. However, when we do that, the pillar is going to move up, but now the direction of the flame is going to change. Okay? Now it's going outward. So what this means is that we need to time it. So we follow the chariot down. It is difficult to do. Perfect. That worked out really, really well. Just duck into an alcove and you're safe, okay? I'm going to go to the other side just to kind of get a better view, okay? Okay. Cool. We're going to do it this way. Just to be oh, shit, we can't. Damn. Okay, it's fine. I'd love to be able to chase this chariot the other way. Okay, I understand. We got to go to the other side. All right? So you want to get as close to it as possible, and then you need to run. And then quickly duck in here. Oh my god, I can't believe we survived. Can we survive it again? Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. Tough. It's a tough run. Alright. We're going to go down. We're going to come in here. Hello, boys. Gonna check the forward path first. Is this an Omen? Yes, it is. Hate it when that happens. Oh, please. Alright, cool. Okay, one more hit'll do. Perfect. And you get the Crucible Feather Talisman, which does what? Don't even remember. Talisman fashioned from feathers that embody the aspects of various creatures, said to have grown on the human body long ago. Improves the effectiveness of dodge rolls, but increases damage taken at all times. Vestige of the Crucible of Primordial Life, born partially of devolution, or de-evolution, it was considered a signifier of the divine in ancient times, but is now increasingly disdained as an impurity as civilization has advanced. Sad. Okay. So now let's take this elevator up, and basically going to be like the end of the puzzle. All right. So let's drop it real quick. All right, the fire goes out, which is fine. All right, little mini staircase. Don't drop off, okay? Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to bring this back up. And then you want to come over here. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to spawn another chariot. And all the chariots crash. I really wish we could have like actually seen it happen, but trust me, that's what happens. So a chariot spawns, and then you get all the treasure. So you get Ash of War Holy Ground, you get the Tree Sentinel full armor set. Beautiful. And now the dungeon is extremely, violently safe to navigate. Okay? You can go wherever you please now. And the chariots are permanently dead. You no longer have to worry about the chariots. So, if you missed any treasures along the way, feel free to grab those. But I think we are basically done. And even if you rest, right? You rest, you refill your flasks, no big deal. The chariots stay dead. So the puzzle of this dungeon is officially over, which is great. So let's rest. Can't level just yet. And now let's go fight the unfortunate boss of this dungeon, which is the Crucible Knight duo. The Crucible cast party. Yeah, the dungeon just becomes so much quieter. All right. So, there is no switch for this dungeon. The boss door is always available to you, which is nice. Okay. All right. God, I hate this boss. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get to the fog and kill les skeletons. And then I need to use the restroom. I've needed to use the restroom for like the past 40 minutes. Okay, so I'll put a timestamp in the description for when I'm back, but it should just be a moment. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got a refill of water. We're good to go. Okay. Crucible Knight duo. One of these has a spear. The other one has a sword. The one with the spear, it's phase 2. It gets some wild attacks. I actually prefer killing that one first. It has a basically can form like it's either a shoulder or a hook for a hand. The other one gets a tail, and the tail can fill the arena. So I prefer taking out the one with the spear first. What I'm going to attempt to do... let me get rid of this perfume. I definitely don't need that. I'm going to attempt to summon the Crystallian. We're going to see how that goes. That may help. That may not help. We'll see, though. Ow. Ow. Oh my god. This is going so bad. Alright. Maybe we just focus this one. Oh, God. Yeah, this move is rough. That was a greedy third hit, for sure. Stallion's dead. That sucks. This is rough. Will that one just stay over there? No. We wouldn't be so lucky. Okay, so I'm very clearly reversing course, and I am just killing the sword one first. The reason for the reversal is because I've already done enough damage to this to where it's going to transition into phase 2 pretty soon. And I don't want to risk attempting to switch to the other one and then accidentally trigger this one into phase 2. I'm going to be honest with you, they are playing kind of nicely, which is rare. That tail attack, man. Yeah, being able to, like, re-square the fight is tough. I really don't want to even touch the spear one until I have to. Yeah, this is how they usually act. They're, like, glued to each other. Like, they're like puppies. So we'll just try to whittle this one down as best we can. We're actually doing pretty good damage to it, which excites me. Those jumping R2s are pretty effective. I'm gonna... Ow, damn. I was just gonna try to get near the sword one again. That was good. That was risky. Double. Yikes. Definitely getting backstabbed. Wow, I can't believe the spear one did not try to come to the party there. Can I please get stamina back? That would just be so lovely. This is bad. Tail. Double. I don't know where the other one is. There it is. God. The problem is how much stamina damage they do. It's not the raw damage output. It's the stamina. Because then they just begin to overwhelm you. This is really bad. I shouldn't be in this corner. Alright, I'm going to be a little greedy with the flask here, just to get myself back up to full. I'm not trying to aggro this one, but I am trying to at least get it to attack this way I can get away from it, and then hopefully the sword one takes notice. Yeah, just like that. Nope. You didn't do the thing. I wanted the sword one to start chasing. Yeah, like that. No, stop stopping. There you go. No, I didn't want you to do that. Oh, really bad. I got greedy there. 1, 2. I'm going to heal. Okay, watch out for the projectile from the spear. It does basically cover the entire arena. It goes full screen. Almost got Ordovis down. Almost have Ordovis down. It's an annoying battle of attrition. That's all it is. Cool, that's one. So, like any good double boss fight, you do have to kill both of them in order to get any sort of credit. So, we have to do this whole fight, like, perfectly, right? We got to kill both in one go. Otherwise, it doesn't count. So, we haven't really fought a spear one yet, but you've basically seen its, like, special ability in Phase 1. The other thing to look out for is that a lot of its moves have follow-ups. So, what you want to do... I didn't even take my own advice. What you want to do is pay close attention to its shoulders. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but its shoulders are the tell. If its like shoulders and hips are still moving, it's going to do a follow-up. And it can do follow-ups from almost any move. I rolled way too early there. Phase 2 gets wings like the other one. However, this just is like a crash. It doesn't have a tail. It just does a big crash. That scoop is a grab that will do unbelievable damage. So you'll see now why I really prefer to take out the spear one first, if possible. It's just easier to kill. Like, that's all it is. It's easier to kill because it doesn't have an annoying shield blocking your attacks. Okay, so for that crash, when it sprouts wings, this crash right here, just roll into it as soon as it starts moving down. If you roll into it, you will have the perfect amount of space to get some follow-up attacks. Whoa! Nice. So yeah, just roll into the crash. That's all you got to do. And then for the scoop, either roll into it or away from it. Or you can run, but it does cover some decent distance. Whew. Okay, that went a lot better than expected. We did all that on the first try. So we get the Ordovis Greatsword and the Crucible set. So this really funny thing, the Crucible armor was in the demo, the network test of Elden Ring. You got it off the first grafting cart, and it's hidden basically halfway into the game. So pretty big jump between the demo and the full game. Okay, armor of the Crucible Knights who serve Godfrey the First Elden Lord, worn by the knight Ordovis and his men. Holds the power of the Crucible of Life, the primordial form of the Erdtree. Strengthens aspects of the Crucible incantations. And then Ordovis' Greatsword has a description as well. Greatsword of Ordovis, one of the two honored as foremost among the Crucible Knights. This sword is imbued with an ancient holy essence. Its red tint exemplifies the nature of primordial gold, said to be close in nature to life itself. So, a lot of stuff there, but we are done with this grave. So we can bounce. Okay, so there's one final thing left for us to do, and that is to kill the boss guarding the capital. So I'm actually going to warp to the Auriza side tomb just to rest at this site of grace, because I don't feel like taking the giant elevator down. Okay, so the boss that guards the capital is what is known as a Draconic tree sentinel. So, for all intents and purposes, it is a tree sentinel. Meaning, it is a sentinel on horseback. Oh, sorry, I made a little mistake. So there's a ravine we can go down into here. and it's right here. So you just follow this path into the ravine. And we're doing this for a quick reason, and that is for an NPC. This NPC's name is Blackguard. We've met this guy before, okay? Blackguard was the guy who stole Raya's necklace, and we purchased it from him. So he's come here to cook crab. So if you speak with him, he tells you about the Dung Eater. But you want to stay away from Dung Eater. He warns you. Does all sorts of shit to their corpses. He's a disgusting human being. Believe it or not, we are going to meet Dung Eater soon. So you can purchase crab, and then he says we got a real thing going here, and then that's kind of it for now. But he comes into play later on. So it's just important to get him on your map. This way you can remember where he is. Okay? Now what we can do is we can fight that Draconic Tree Sentinel I was talking about. Okay? Don't worry about the bloodstains that are here for now. Don't worry about them. Not important. They don't come into play until much, much later in the game. Okay. The Draconic Tree Sentinel, for all intents and purposes, is a Tree Sentinel boss. It's not like much different in the fact that it's a Sentinel on top of a horse. However, it is covered in Draconic armaments. And you'll know it. Those From Software hitboxes are sexy. Sexy, sexy hitboxes. I love them. You'll know what I'm talking about once we get to him. So basically, this Draconic Tree Sentinel has powers of dragons. Most notably, lightning and fire. It can't fly. Don't worry. It doesn't have a Pegasus. But it can deal a surprising amount of damage. It has some of Lanciax's abilities. Basically, the Lightning Storm ability is the main one. And then it can also summon lightning from its shield. I don't recommend fighting this thing on horseback. Highly, highly recommend just fighting it on foot. So, it has a big, great hammer. That's not even too much to worry about. It has big, deliberate slams like that. But if you're basically just like underneath the boss, you kind of don't have to worry about it. The horse breathes fire. Has big scoops, like I was mentioning. A lot of the scoops have follow-ups, so you got to be careful. Let's back up a second. Okay. If the boss gains some distance, it will start to use fireballs to attempt to keep you away. You can just kind of move out of the way. So here is where the lightning abilities come into play. They come into play at about 50% HP. The boss has a shield scoop. You can just roll through that. This, you want to roll late. So you want to roll basically when the shield, like a couple frames after the shield actually hits the bottom of the drop. I'll try to explain it again if he does it again. He tends to do it a lot. The hammer will stay... Yeah, here we go. So, oh, that's the storm, actually. So when he does it side to side, that's the storm. Again, if he gets distance, he tries to use fireballs to keep you away. That's the slam. I shouldn't have done that. Drink again. Please use the shield thing so I could tell my friends about it. There we go. Drops, that's when you roll. You want to roll late. That move takes a little while to time, but once you get it, it feels really natural because he's summoning lightning. It's not an instantaneous thing, okay? This is going to arc out. Jesus. It's okay. Plenty of heals. Once he does that... Jesus, dude. He's doing all these follow-ups. Once he does that big slam and the lightning arcs out of it, oh my god, I'm playing like an idiot. Jesus, yeah, the horse cheats. Once he does that big arc with the slam, the hammer will no longer be electrified, but he can just keep doing it. You can roll into the fire. I'm pretty sure he can check you with the horse, if I'm not mistaken. It's rare, though. I'm trying to get out of this. Oh, the scoop. Oh, I actually dodged it. That was nice. All right, here comes the big slam. There you go. You can roll through it. It's not a big deal. All right, that's a Draconic Tree Sentinel. A lot of folks have trouble with him, but as long as you kind of just stare at him for a minute, you'll be able to tell his moves, no problem. Okay, so we get the Dragon Grey Claw and the Dragon Claw Shield. Great Shield said to... Oh, this is Dragon Claw Shield. Great Shield said to have been whittled from the claw of a great ancient dragon wielded by grotesque tree sentinels who yet serve the Erdtree. So they basically use the dragons to still serve the Erdtree. A little sacrilegious. Great Claw. Weapon said to have been whittled from the claw of a great ancient dragon wielded by grotesque tree sentinels. Okay. The claw is enwreathed with lightning and tears through the dragon's feeble descendants with ease. So basically using the dragon's power against them. Pretty tough. Okay. So we have finally gained access to Lanedale, capital city. We are here, everybody. But you'll notice I very deliberately turned around. That is because I'm not 100% sure if I light that bonfire if it starts progressing quest lines. Almost positive that it does. I don't wish to do that just yet. We will return to this site of grace once more, much later on. But for now, we have completed all of Altus Plateau, the capital outskirts. We've done Altus. We've done Gelmir. We're leaving Volcano Manor for later. And so we can return back to the Table of Lost Grace and do what we got to do. Okay, let's level up. Let me just check a weapon. Check 2 weapons, actually. All right, this one has 14, 35, 17, 12, 18, 20. So we got to get... Let's do this. We got to get to 17 Arcane, which we can do by the time we get that weapon in question. Let's level up one more time. We'll sell a 20k rune. And then I'll explain what's next. Because, oh baby, it's going to get wild. Lay out your arms then. Nope, not that one. Sell. Oh my god. I need basically 6,000. Come on. Can't add. Okay, great. Cool. So, what comes next? Let me just make sure nothing's happened over here. I don't think it has. We do have a bell bearing to turn in. Okay, so the Dung Eater's here. We'll talk about him next time. But that's basically the person that Blackguard was telling us to look out for. All right, so now we can buy a whole bunch of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4 shards. 1, 2, 3, 4 shard. Glovewort. Perfect. Memory Stone. Whatever. Okay, very cool. So yeah, this is the Loathsome Dung Eater. Basically, the Loathsome Dung Eater, I think, appears when you reach Altus. Dung Eater. Dung Eater. Yeah, once you gain access to Altus, Dung Eater appears. We're not going to talk about him yet, though. Not for a while. He's got a whole quest line that actually activates an ending, so yeah, we're not going to worry about it. All right, so what comes next? Let's stop at the table and let's talk for a moment. Okay, so I've been alluding to this and talking about this a whole lot since we first gained access. So we have basically this whole giant section of the map, but we are going to stop here. What comes next is the super long, super awesome quest line for Ranni. Mistress Ranni, the witch. Ranni's questline is very long, but it intersects with another questline for an NPC who has been available since the start of the game that we've literally never spoken to. That person is Deathbed Companion Fia. We have not spoken to Fia yet in this walkthrough. We will speak about her, though. This is in the next walkthrough. It also intersects with D, Hunter of the Dead. It also intersects with Sorcerer Roger. It also intersects with Blythe, the half-wolven warrior. It also intersects with Celovis, right here. Preceptor Celovis also intersects with him in a way that also intersects with Sorceress Selen, found here in the Waypoint Ruin Cellar way back in Limgrave. It also intersects with War Counselor Iji, the giant blacksmith found in the road to the manor near Karya Manor. Ranni's questline is huge. It even gives you access to the Divine Tower of Liurnia. It is so big and so long that, in my opinion, it fully deserves its own set of walkthroughs as if we were covering specific areas, which we will. There are a ton of new areas that Ranni's questline brings you to. All of these areas are accessible through other means with one... No. Every single one is accessible... every single one is accessible through other means with the exception of one. And that one, everything there has to do with Ranni. So I think it's fine that it's locked out if you don't do the questline. Okay. So the other thing that it intersects with is this spot right here. I have deliberately not gone into this ravine. There is a very specific item there that transforms Ranni's questline to something completely different. But luckily, we can do that part, sort of get Ranni to be hostile towards us in a way, and then pray for forgiveness and kind of reset the quest. Okay, so we're going to do both things. That is what we're going to start on next. So we are not doing Volcano Manor. We are not doing Lanedale Capital City. We're not touching the Royal Capital or Volcano Manor for quite some time. Okay? So the next bunch of walkthroughs, I really have no idea how long it's going to take. Could be 5 or 6 parts of the walkthrough. It's all going to be Ranni. We're going to go down further into Schiefer River. We're going to go to Nokron. We're going to go to a place called the Lake of Rot. We're going to go to the Moonlight Altar. We're going to go to Ainsel River, Maine. We're going to go to the Ainsel River Well. We're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. Go to some really cool locations, fight some cool bosses, see some really cool shit. It's going to be great. I've been looking forward to this part, or these parts, for so long. Basically since we started the game. Okay. So, that's going to do it for now. Let me give a shout out to my channel members. Man, I'm getting worked up over here. All right, thank you so much to John Aldrich, Tammy Skinner, Hector J. Estrada, Joe Saunders, Daniel Cockriel, Brian Brubaker, Spencer Young, Charles Jan, Phoenix Loader, the one and only me 123, Joshua S., Tiptoe Water 12, Jude Lazowski, B-Tide, The Old One, Good Luck, and Stu J. Mac 26. Thank you very much to my channel members. Greatly appreciate the support. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, you can do so in 2 ways. You can become a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video, or you can leave a super thanks comment by clicking the thanks heart button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and to join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. And as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.